Good evening, everyone. This is your evening news recap. Today is April 10th. It is Thursday. I hope all of you guys are having a wonderful day. My day was alright. We've got quite a bit of news to cover today. Two segments today only. We only have the Trump administration and the other news segment. But we got a lot of news to cover. So let's get started. I thought I was going to cough again. Wow, that's the first time I haven't. Okay. For the Trump administration segment today, we have the White House raises tariffs on China again. Um, there it is. Undocumented migrants must register with the federal government by Friday. And Kilmar Abrego Garcia's release was ordered by the Supreme Court. Open the door, it's getting hot. To open up, the White House has raised tariffs on China again. Tariffs on China are now a total of 145%, according to the White House officials. Previously, it was raised to 125% yesterday, but it is now being raised another 20% due to fentanyl-related tariffs. Seems to be all the information I am able to find about this. Maybe it's just because they're not showing me information, but I would argue that point another day. It has been hard for me recently to find information on some topics, and I really haven't been able to find too much on this topic, so we'll see how it goes, but at the end of the day, a trade war is stupid and only harms the consumers in each country. Okay. We've got some scary news with this one. So undocumented migrants must register with the federal government by this Friday. A federal judge is allowing the Trump administration to require anyone undocumented in the U.S. to register with the federal government by Friday. This will be a mandatory for everyone who is 14 and up without legal status. People who register will need to provide blue fingerprints and an address. Parents or guardians of kids under 14 must ensure that they are registered. This also applies to Canadians who are in the U.S. for more than 30 days. Oh, dear God. What's next? Are they going to have to wear a patch on their shoulder? I mean, as a historian, I am absolutely terrified by hearing this. I honestly don't even know what to say. Yes, I understand the concept of, registering with the government, and sure, why not let them know you're here, why you're here, how long you're staying. All of that is fine and dandy. But with this administration, we all know that's not going to be the case because it won't be. Um, there are so many ways. There are so many ways to prove and show how this is wrong and why this could go wrong. And just to give you an example to put in your head, look at Germany. I said, what are they going to have to do next? Wear a patch. Germany did the same thing. They made Jewish individuals and members of the LGBTQ community and so many other people register with the government, and they were then forced to wear a patch. So, like, is this where we're heading? Because it sure does look like it. It sure does look like it. Oh, okay. Kilmar Abrego Garcia has been ordered by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court on Thursday ordered the Trump administration to facilitate the release of the Maryland man who was wrongly deported to El Salvador. The administration does not have to return him immediately, but Garcia's lawyer did say in an email, "The rule of law has won today, and it's time to bring him home." The fact that it's such a struggle to bring somebody home when you wrongly fully deported them and have admitted on multiple occasions now that it was a mistake is not only disappointing but very embarrassing. And I know that's what we all expected out of this administration, to be disappointing and embarrassing. But I mean, how hard is it just to like take a loss on this one and say, okay, whatever? Like, You're flying people there, why don't you just put them on the plane when you're flying people back, at least? At the bare minimum. And nobody should be going in the first place. But, like, it's not that hard. Just bring the man to his family. Release all these people. Why are we putting them in camps, bro? It's not necessary to put people in camps for breaking a civil law. It's really not, and I cannot believe that this is as far as we are. I mean, every day reading the next after the next after the next headline, it's like, that picture of George W. Bush when they told him 9/11 had just happened? That's how I feel every day. It's like, I read the headline and it's just disappointment on so many levels. And Trump really should be ashamed of what he's done so far in this administration. And he's not, and he never will be. But, I mean, holy, we are going down the worst path imaginably possible. Moving on to the other news segment, we have the SAVE Act has passed the House. Prices of eggs have reached an all-time high. China has reduced U.S. film imports, and the DHS has questioned elementary school students without their parents' permission. Okay, the SAVE Act passes in the House. The House has passed a bill on Thursday that would require proof of citizenship to register in a vote of federal elections. The legislation, sponsored by Republican Chip Roy, a Republican from Texas, amends the national voter registration so the states would be required to obtain proof of citizenship before registering to vote. It also requires the state to establish programs to remove undocumented immigrants from existing voter rolls and allows American citizens to sue election officials that don't follow proof of citizenship requirements. Many people are worried this will impact married women who have changed their last name or individuals who do not have access to information like a birth certificate or passport. This will likely have many implications on the voting process. I'm interested in how this affects states who automatically register to you to vote, and I'm also interested in how this affects the draft process, because, I mean, if I have to have my ID or proof of citizenship to vote, shouldn't I have my ID or proof of citizenship to sign up for the draft process? Because, I mean, so you're telling me you can just sign me up for the draft, but I have to prove that I'm a citizen to vote? That sounds like making me go into the military without representation. Does it not? I think it does. But yeah, it probably won't affect the draft. But I think if you need proof of citizenship to vote, why not need proof of citizenship to register for the draft? Think about that one. Let me know what you think down below. The prices of eggs have reached an all-time high. Egg prices have reached an all-time high according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. The average cost for a dozen eggs is now $6.23. The supply of eggs has been hit hard by the blue bird flu, and Easter is also coming up, so prices have been on the rise. The industry is expecting the egg price to come down after Easter, but some grocery stores may not lower prices, as previously it took halfway through March to get egg prices to go down. Federal minimum wage is $7 an hour. Eggs now cost almost all of that. Not only is that a sign of how bad wages are in the United States, but it is a sign of how bad we treat a majority of the workers in this country. I mean, how is anyone supposed to pay any sort of bills on $7 an hour? How are you supposed to buy groceries on $7 an hour? Is that really the base minimum wage in the United States of America, which is supposedly the greatest country in the world? We're long from that right now, and this is proof of it. This has been a normal thing for years, and this is blatant proof that the United States is not the greatest country in the world. You know what else is blatant proof that the United States is not the greatest country in the world? The fact that healthcare is not a human right. Name another country where healthcare is not a right that you don't have to pay for. You can't, because the United States of America is the only first world country where free healthcare does not exist. And yet it claims to be the best country in the world. And I'm crazy for saying we should have free healthcare. I mean, man. Some of these people. Some of these people. Um, excuse me. China has reduced U.S. film imports. China's film administration has announced that it will cut back on imports of U.S. films into the country, which comes as a result of the 125% tariffs that were placed on China yesterday. These tariffs, of course, have been extended to 145% now. The film administration said in a statement the wrong actions of the U.S. government to abuse tariffs on China will inevitably further reduce the domestic audience's favorability towards American films. We will follow market rules and respect audiences' choice and moderately reduce the number of American films imported. This is something. I don't know much about Chinese media. I'm sure they'd have some shows or movies that I'd be interested in. But honestly, I'm not really interested in a fan of American media as a whole. Um, so I feel like this is less of a big deal than it might seem to most people, for me at least. I mean, the only American media I keep up with is like Marvel, and that's kind of at the bare minimum. I watch a lot of anime, um, just because I find it more entertaining, and it quite frequently doesn't have the same exact ending like a lot of American stuff do, like American shows do. Um, so yeah, I mean, I personally don't find American media entertaining, but I mean, that's my personal opinion, and I'm sure there's probably billions of people throughout the world who find American media very entertaining. Um, so this is the final segment tonight, and arguably also very terrifying. I would put it on the same level as the one about migrants having to register with the government. But yeah, let's get started. The DHS has questioned elementary students without their parents being around. Superintendent of Los Angeles Public Schools Alberto M. Carvalho confirmed on Thursday that the federal immigration officers in day clothes lied to school officials in order to gain access to two elementary schools to question several children. Carvalho told reporters that DHS agents told the principals of Leland Street Elementary School and Russell Elementary School that they had permission from the children's caretakers to question them. This claim was confirmed to be false by CBS. These kids ranged from 1st to 6th graders, and Carvalho told CBS News, "My first question starts there. What interest should a Homeland Security agent have in a first grader?" Okay, wow. This one was also hard to formulate a response to, because holy, lying to school officials is insane. In order to talk to children is even more insane. In any other situation that would get you put on a list of offenders, just saying, I know I just said saying like 3 times in a row, but I mean, can you believe this is the country we live in? Because I can't. How are we in a world where government agents are lying to schools just so they have the opportunity to talk to children? How is that okay? What the fuck is happening in this country, bro? Oh my. every day it's worse and worse. It just goes forward and more towards Germany in the 1940s and so many other fascist nations who have been terrible to people. I mean, is this where we're at? We're lying to schools just so we can deport people. Agents are coming into schools and talking to children. I am so worried to see where we're at in 6 months. And that's not fear mongering, that is my genuine concern. I am genuinely worried where this country will be at in 6 months. With that being said, thank you everyone for watching. If you're on YouTube, drop a subscribe, drop a like, drop a comment, all the cool things down below. Almost at 80 subscribers on YouTube. Hell yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. On the way to 100, which super hyped for. Always wanted to have 100 subscribers on YouTube, so we're gonna get there soon. If you're on Substack, consider pledging your support, or the free subscription is always an option. If you do pledge your support, though, all funds go to me. They help me pay for the things I need to in college and help me pay for the necessities I need, like clothes and food and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, with that being said, thank you everyone for watching. I hope all of you guys have a wonderful day. I will see you all tomorrow with another news recap episode. Goodbye.